Like many people, you might be thinking about making some New Year's resolutions this year. The new year is a new beginning to make changes in our lives, but every year people make resolutions and then abandon them within a month. Today I'm going to be giving you some tips for how to actually stick with and achieve your New Year's resolutions. Tip number 1 is to focus on your identity. By this I mean, think about who you want to become and the type of person you want to be, instead of focusing on what you want to do and accomplish. So let's say you want to be a physically fit and healthy person. Think about how to become that person. Ask yourself, well, what would a physically fit and healthy person do in this situation? In James Clear's books, Atomic Habits, he talks about how every action we take is a vote for the type of person we wish to become. So for example, at the start of the year, my resolution or my goal was to read 12 books. So then I really had to ask myself, well, what would someone who reads a lot do? And the answer I came up with was that the person would go to the library pretty frequently, they'd always have a book available, they would choose to read over doing other activities like watching TV and things like that. So by changing my mindset and the way I viewed myself and thinking about the type of person I wanted to be, I was able to become a really avid reader over the past year. Tip number 2 is to make your resolutions specific and realistic. So think about the New Year's resolutions that you want to set for this year. A lot of people say they want to be in better shape or be healthier, but what does this actually look like? People who achieve their resolutions tend to set much smaller, micro goals that are both specific and realistic. So for example, if your resolution is to eat healthier, one of your specific goals might be to blend fruits and vegetables into a smoothie every morning, or maybe to replace one of your sugary or salty snacks with a healthier alternative every day. Maybe you want to work out or lose weight. Well, how many times per week do you want to work out, and how much weight do you want to lose in what time frame? When we set really specific and realistic goals for ourselves, this will help us achieve them. Tip number 3 is to make a detailed plan. Creating a plan for yourself can help you stick with your goal. For example, for the past 3 years at the start of each year, I'd pull out a Google document and write down some goals for myself. So you'll want to write down your goal, make a list of things that you'll need to do in order to achieve that goal, and also think about the obstacles that might stand in your way. So it's really important to figure out how and when you're going to work on your goal, because this is something that you're going to really want to make time for in your life. So remember, failing to plan is planning to fail. Just keep in mind you don't want to set too many goals for yourself, or else it might become really overwhelming and feel like it's impossible to reach all your goals. So you might just want to start with one goal at first, achieve that goal, and then move on to the next one. Tip number 4 is to make the experience pleasant or rewarding for yourself. So it's no secret that sometimes it's really hard to keep our resolutions because it seems like the reward or the result that we want is so far in the future that it may not be really motivating for us right now. And often we actually choose methods of executing our goals in a way that is unpleasant. So for example, we might want to do more exercise as our goal and make a plan to wake up early at 6 a.m. every morning to go for a run. So that would be really great, but consider the fact that you might not be a really early riser, or you might actually hate running as a form of exercise. So when it's cold and dark and rainy, staying in bed instead of going for that run might seem like the better option at the time. And I know for myself personally that plan would not really be realistic. But let's say you choose a form of exercise that you either really like or really want to try, like kickboxing, and say you go in the evening, go with your friend, and you listen to your favorite music as you're doing your workout. Already, this goal of doing exercise would seem a lot more fun and pleasant. So once you're done your workout, definitely do something to reward yourself, like having a healthy snack that you really like, sharing your progress with an encouraging friend, or even just giving yourself a pat on the back for a job well done. Tip number 5 is to track your progress and failures. The truth is that many of our resolutions will take a long period of time to accomplish, and if we're not paying attention, we might not notice the progress that we're making, and we might quit because we don't see any results. So it's really hard to stay focused on goals when we don't feel like we're making progress. Worse, we might simply forget that we made goals in the first place if we're not continually monitoring how we're doing and reminding ourselves of our goals. Writing down your successes and challenges will help you stay focused on meeting your resolutions. So this will allow you to assess where you are in your journey and adjust your efforts accordingly. So even noticing when we failed or not met our resolutions can be helpful information moving forward. So for example, it might tell us that we set too difficult a goal and we need to simplify it next time. Or it can help us problem solve how to succeed the next time we work on that goal. And remember, just because you failed before doesn't mean you're a failure. Use failure as a learning opportunity. Consider that failure means you made an effort and you might be further along in your journey than you actually think. Tip number 6 is to find an accountability partner. Make yourself accountable through a verbal or written promise to the people that you don't want to let down. Maybe someone in your social network also has the same goal as you, and you can work on it together. For example, maybe your friend also wants to begin working out at the gym, so you can go together. Explain your goals to your friends and family and tell them how they can help you achieve your goals. You can even join a group with the same goals as you, such as like an exercise group. Tip number 7 is to remember that change is a process and it's often not a straight line. So there's going to be ups and downs. Sometimes you're going to take 2 steps forward and a step back. Just remember to be kind and patient towards yourself. Even if you encounter challenges, you can still keep working on your goal. So it's really not a race to achieve your goals, and some of your goals might even be things that you continue to work on for your entire life. Remember that the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, so it's often small changes over time that add up to make a really big difference. So what are your New Year's resolutions? Feel free to share in the comments. And if you're looking for more videos on navigating through college and beyond, then definitely be sure to subscribe for more videos. So thank you so much for watching today. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Happy New Year! Bye!